Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 120, and the first show of November. Hope you all had fun for Halloween. Of course, being the geek that I am, I went as Google Maps for our Halloween party with my wife, Kelly. You can see pictures on social media if you want to search for my name, Mark Saltzman. That's Mark with a C. Yeah, we always have this annual Halloween party for our friends. And this time we had like streets all over us and little icons for, hospital or driving and the Google logo. And we had the little red sort of destination dot over our heads, A and B. So it was fun. Anyhow, we have a great Tech It Out planned for you this hour. In a moment from now, we'll catch up with OpenTable to hear what's new with this 20-year-old service. The answer is a lot. Then we'll go from OpenTable to Nextdoor, another popular app and website, but this one focusing on building private social networks, communities based on neighborhoods. Also on the show, we'll talk about tech for seniors when we check in with Hero Health, and we talk all about smart medication dispensers. All of this and more on this week's Tech It Out. All right, let's kick things off. When you want to book a dinner reservation, do you do it the old-fashioned way, like pick up the phone and call the establishment? If you've done that, then they're either not open, as you likely know, they don't pick up, or it's super noisy, or they sound distracted, or all of the above, or instead have you opted for a more civilized and convenient way of booking a reservation. And no wonder an app and website like OpenTable is super popular. To tell us all about it, including what's new with the service, we're joined by Joseph Assas. He is the Chief Technical Officer at OpenTable. Welcome to the show, Joseph.
Good to be here, Mark. Thank you for having me.
Why don't we start right from the top? Tell us something that we should know already about OpenTable. I know it's been around for a couple of years, maybe like an OpenTable 101, and then perhaps something that we might not know about OpenTable.
Sure. So yes, like you said, OpenTable has been around for a while. It's been 20 plus years. And in essence, OpenTable is a marketplace connecting diners to restaurants. We have over 52,000 restaurants on our platform.
Wow.
So it's a big scale. And we have millions and millions of diners who come to us to discover restaurants and can decide where they want to go for a special occasion or for a business lunch or for regular occasion. Doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
And OpenTable allows those diners to make reservations, and it's all in real time. So the availability is in real time available. So reservations are guaranteed. The moment you made a reservation, it's there. You can do it 24 hours a day. Doesn't have to do it only in hours that the restaurant is open. And we offer a lot of information for diners to make that decision.
What's your most popular platform? How are your customers using OpenTable the most?
Definitely mobile, and iOS within mobile would be most popular for sure.
Okay. It is available for Android as well, but the iPhone or iPad version is the most popular. And then there's also a website, as I hinted at off the top of our interview, so you can use a desktop if you want.
Yes, we're available on all platforms that people use out there. Over the years, mobile became more popular like everything else, and it's on the go. It's very convenient for folks. And so no wonder that mobile is very popular as well.
Sure. What about smart speakers? I know that there's OpenTable support for Amazon Alexa and I think Google Home or Google Nest family of products as well.
Yes, you can make reservations with your voice as well. Like you said, Alexa and Google. You can do it through Siri on Apple. So we support all the platforms.
Right, even Apple Watch, from what I understand. So however your customers like to engage with their technology or their services, you're there. So walk us through the process. For those who are listening who have not yet used OpenTable, do you sign up? And if so, is it free? And then walk us through what it's like to book a dinner reservation, for example.
Right. So from a diner side, from a consumer side, you just download the app or you go to the website. You don't have to sign up. You can just browse all the restaurants that we have available in your area or anywhere you travel to. And you see availability in real time. You just say, I want to go tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And you can see all the restaurants that are available tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for how many people. Mm-hmm. And you just say, actually, 7:30 maybe works for me perfectly. You click on that. You enter your name, your phone number, your email, and you're done. So it's super simple, super fast. We pride ourselves on how fast people actually get off our platform. They just find what they want and they do it. It's free, no payments, no anything, and so it's very convenient.
And as you said, Joseph, it's in real time, so that means that if there is availability at 7:30 at that favorite restaurant of yours, it'll tell you right away. Otherwise, it may suggest an alternative like 7 or 8 if it's not available, right?
That's exactly right. So our software sits inside the restaurant, and because our software sits inside the restaurant use it for all things, not just the diners that made reservations on OpenTable. They use it for people who call, people who walk in, and so we know in real time what's available, what's not available in the restaurant. And that's how you see that availability online.
We're chatting with Joseph Assas. He is the CTO at OpenTable. We're talking about the extremely popular app and website. And in a moment, I'll as the CTO, I do want to pick your brain, Joseph, about where you're going in the near future. But as a restaurant owner, and I know there are some restaurateurs who tune into this program, getting started with OpenTable is also as easy as it is for a customer?
Absolutely. So as a restaurant, you have a choice of all kinds of software that you use in your business to manage your kitchen, to manage scheduling, people. But one of the choices you got to make is what software you use for what we call table management, to actually manage your inventory of seats and tables and CRM aspects inside that restaurant. You go to OpenTable, you click on a restaurant link, and you can learn everything about it. We contact you so we can understand every restaurant a little bit unique. So we're going to understand kind of your floor plan, how you like to run your restaurant. And we're going to set you up and go. You can do it within an hour.
Why OpenTable compared to other services like, say, Yelp reservations or Book a Table or any of these other competitors?
So we have some competition, and competition is very good for business. It motivates everybody to do better for their customers. In our case, we are big. Our scale is sizable. So we have, like I said, over 50,000 restaurants on our platform. That's a lot of restaurants. And diners find that appealing. They come to us where they can see the most choice and they can see the most availability. And that's what we bring to the table to our restaurateurs as well, because they get access to millions of people who come to us to find a place to eat.
Is there a way to look at reviews of that restaurant or a rating or anything like that, or is it strictly for reservations?
Absolutely. So part of the choice that the person has is the content that we give them to make that decision, and reviews is a big part of it. We actually the biggest restaurant review platform out there. We have more than 89 million reviews that were left on our platform. We have over 1 million reviews being added every month, and diners really, really appreciate that because they can hear from folks who dine in a restaurant. One unique thing about us is that we don't let you leave a review unless we know you've been in that restaurant, because our platform sits inside the restaurant. So if you made a reservation and you didn't show up, you're not going to be able to leave a review. Only if you've been seated in that restaurant, we'll ask you to leave a review. So our reviews are in some sense verified, and people actually know that they reading stuff that folks wrote when they've been in the restaurant.
Yeah, it helps to weed out fake reviews written by maybe competition or something like that. Hotels.com is an app that also does that, where you have to have stayed in that hotel in order to leave a review, where other travel and hotel websites are not like that. So it does do a better job at verifying, as you were saying, the actual reviews of that restaurant. You said it was free to get going for OpenTable for a customer. So what's the revenue model?
Yeah, so restaurants charge a monthly subscription fee to use our software, like I said, to manage all the aspects of table management for that restaurant. And they also pay us some pay for performance fee. So if we bring you a customer through our marketing channels, a restaurant pays us a small fee, averaging about $1 per customer.
Okay. Great. So as we wrap up, Joseph, what's next for OpenTable? Maybe if you can pull back the curtain a little bit into 2020, 2021, where do you see your service evolving?
Absolutely. So for us, I think one of the most interesting development in a food industry in general has been that people don't only like to go out to eat, but they also like to order delivery to come to them. And so we've expanded that choice for the diner, where we're becoming more and more not just reservation place, but all your choices for dining in or out. And so in our case, you can come see a restaurant, you can make a reservation, but you can also order delivery come to you. We've partnered with Uber Eats, Grubhub, Caviar. There's a couple more partnerships in the works. And we're going to give you all that choice. And you can see in one place, here's where I can go to eat, or here's how long or how much it's going to cost me to order delivery. You can make that choice. So that's one of the things we're working on, and it's already in the app, and people can try it. And I really hope people are going to like it.
All right. And then finally, OpenTable.com is the place to learn more about OpenTable, I'm assuming. And then, of course, it's a free download from the App Store or Google Play, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Joseph Assas, thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the successes of OpenTable to date, and looking forward to chatting with you again soon. Thank you.
Mark, thank you for having me.
You know, OpenTable is one of those sites and, of course, apps that was already popular years and years ago, and I really didn't start using it until fairly recently. It's one of those things where everybody uses it, but I was like, oh, you know, I guess I'll try it. And it's kind of hard going back to the old way after you get used to using it. Hey, Tech It Out is powered by ASUS, the company that creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops, desktops, monitors, smartphones, tablets, smartwatches, and much more. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out. Stay with us.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. This show is brought to you in part by Western Digital and its super rugged G Technology branded Armor ATD portable hard drives. Designed for those looking for a durable drive to bring on the go, especially for content creators like photographers and videographers. Head over to g-technology.com for more on the G Technology Armor ATD, that's one word, portable hard drive. If you need a rugged hard drive with a lot of capacity and fast speeds that's also super durable. g-technology.com. When you think of social networks, brands like Facebook or Instagram likely pop into your head. But what about more private ways to connect with those who matter, built around community? Well, we're now going to learn all about Nextdoor with its CEO, Sarah Fryer. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you having us.
Sure thing. Let's start right from the top. What is Nextdoor all about?
Well, thank you for asking. So Nextdoor is a local private network for your neighborhood. We are built on trust, so it's real people at real addresses. We live on this power of local, so we want to see stronger local communities get created. And one of the ways we want to do that is by helping neighbors get connected to the people they didn't already know before. So we're building your local graph for you. And then with that local graph, we're helping you stay informed about what's going on around you and get things done in your everyday life, like find a plumber, get a babysitter, maybe you need a dog walker, all sorts of things.
So Nextdoor is a private social network, in other words, for your neighborhood, as you mentioned. Is this opposed to a public or open social network? Can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, so when you come to Nextdoor, you'll find that as you get onboarded onto the platform, we go through what I would call a little bit more of a frictionful onboarding experience. So it's not just give us your name, email, password, and you're in. Instead, you have to tell us where you live, and we verify that you live at that address. And we do that because we know that the neighbors who are coming into a neighborhood want to know that the people that they're talking to actually belong in that neighborhood. You truly are your neighbors. So we take a little bit more effort up front, or actually a lot more effort up front, to make sure that that verification process has happened.
Okay. Got it. And then when you're posting to see, hey, anybody know of a good dog walker, or is there a walk-in medical clinic around here? This is more private. It's not like an open public network like a Facebook or Twitter might be.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So as you make that post then is only going to your neighbors. or to your nearby neighborhoods. And you can actually toggle how far you want your particular post to go. And that's important because we know that when people have the confidence that it's staying within their neighborhood, they're potentially a little bit more open. It might be personally, so we see people often talk about things like loneliness. Maybe seniors who haven't gotten out of the house for a while will post on Nextdoor, just seeing if there's other folks around who would like to go visit the local pub or go visit the local coffee shop. We see a lot of the younger generation actually posting about things like, I'd like to get my first job. I'd love to tutor your kids. I'm great at math. Or maybe putting their hand up to say, I can be the local dog walker. And we know that parents trust their teenagers posting on Nextdoor because it is just going to local neighbors. And then even beyond that, we see groups forming, maybe a local moms group, maybe a local book club, but there's all sorts of ways that because people trust that it's just their neighbors, there's a power in proximity over just preference that we lean into.
Hashtag power in proximity. Love it.
Exactly.
Can people use Nextdoor as a marketplace? Like if you want to buy and sell items?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So we have a very vibrant part of the app called For Sale and Free. And again, it comes back to this power of local. So we're tapping into a couple of trends. First of all, people often just want to clear out their house, maybe clear out their garage. And what better way to do it than to post it into Nextdoor and know that your neighbors might come pick up that sofa or that exercise equipment that you haven't used since the beginning of the year. What they're able to do, the reason why they'll often come to Nextdoor is this trust as well. So you know that it's going to be your neighbor that's showing up at your front door to maybe look at the couch that's for sale. And that trust gives people just a lot of confidence to make that sort of post. But we also see people do things, I love this bit, I call it like the non-economically rational thing, because they're trying to build social capital. So in my neck of the woods in the U.S., people often will put Warriors tickets online in my local community and sell them at face value. Now, they could probably go make a lot more posting that onto a different classified site. But really why they're doing that is they want to give something back to the local community. And if you could make a neighbor happy by letting them go to the Warriors game because you can't make it, it's a great way to potentially build a relationship which pays back. Maybe that same neighbor returns the favor and, pulls in your trash cans when you're on vacation or something. So there's both the economics of wanting to clear stuff out of your house, maybe make a bit of money on the side, but there's also the building of community that goes on when neighbors help each other.
Hey, we'll continue our chat with Nextdoor in a moment. If you have any suggestions for me on a future Tech It Out topic you'd like me to tackle, a guest you'd like me to interview, product you'd like me to review, or a service, hit me up either privately or publicly. Privately, my email is simply tech@marksaltzman.com. That's TECH@MARCSALTZMAN.com. And then on social media, you can write me a post if you like, or you can DM me, you can direct message me on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, or post a comment to YouTube if you like. Again, we'll be right back with Nextdoor to continue our chat. Tech It Out is powered by ASUS, creating technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops and desktops, monitors, smartphones, smartwatches, tablets, and other products, including their line of gaming gear under the ROG or Republic of Gamer brand. Awesome stuff. ASUS.com has more. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, everyone. Hope you're having a great first weekend of November so far. Thank you for tuning into the program. If you like the Tech It Out radio show, maybe you are listening on a local radio station, feel free to recommend it in podcast form, or you are listening to the podcast. But, we love the word of mouth, so thank you so much for your support. Leave a rating, if you like, at your favorite podcast site like iTunes or what have you. And be sure to tell a friend if you think they would like my sort of approach to breaking down geek speak into street speak. Again, Tech It Out is available on all podcast platforms, regardless of where you are in the country or in the world. available on demand on any device virtually that lets you subscribe to and listen to podcasts. So thank you for your support. All right, let's continue our chat with Nextdoor. We're chatting with Sarah Fryer. She is the CEO of Nextdoor. What percentage of your users are relying on the app for Nextdoor compared to the website? Most?
That's a great question. So it's actually more, definitely much more apps than websites, although I think because we also see a lot of seniors on our platform, they may be more comfortable on the desktop, and you can see more and do more, broadly speaking from a desktop perspective. But just from a posting and from an engagement standpoint, the app is definitely the place to be, it would appear.
How does Nextdoor make money?
So there are three ways that Nextdoor makes money today. To build ourselves ultimately into a self-sustaining platform, and we want to be able to do that so we can keep investing to build a company that does help make communities stronger. So the first way is we bring national advertisers who want to act local into the feed. So great examples might be in the home services space. Brands like Home Depot or Lowe's might do something like, hey, there's a tiling class going on in your local store. Why don't you come in and learn to tile your bathroom? Or for back to school, we'll often see brands offer either deals for back to school, or they'll offer kids classes, like maybe an art class, because they know busy moms are trying to get those supplies, but also entertain kids at the same time.
So even though the posts are private, it's only within your neighborhood or your community that you've built, the advertisers can still reach you.
They can still reach you, but we try to make sure they're doing it in a very hyper-local way. So we'll even add dynamic kind of context around an ad. So for example, if in that Home Depot case, if there's no Home Depot store near you, we wouldn't serve the ad.
Got it.
And we'll try to even inject the name of the local store so you know where you're going. So we want to make it feel very local and very high utility.
Okay, terrific. You were going to tell me some other ways that Nextdoor is making money.
Sure. So two other ways. The first is through local businesses. So we now have something called local deals, where a local business, it's effectively an ad format too, but they can actually post a deal into the feed. Again, it's very hyper-local, and they can decide how local they want to make it. So the local coffee shop or the local bakery might want to make it just for the neighbors in their neighborhood. The local plumber might want to go a little wider in terms of the radius that he or she is putting the deal to, because they've probably got a truck and probably can drive around maybe something more like a 20, 40 mile radius. Those local deals, you pay to put the post into the feed. But again, we like that sort of content because it's bringing a lot of value to neighbors as well. And the fact that when those businesses thrive, we know that communities thrive. And finally, real estate agents. So real estate agents, the ultimate local business, they pay to sponsor areas of our feed, particularly listings, and they do that because they want to be seen as the local expert. So when you decide to sell your house, you already know that Erica, sitting right opposite me right now, is the local real estate expert, and she is the person that you should call if and when you're thinking about selling your home.
Finally, what's next for Nextdoor?
Well, that's a great question. So we've been doing a lot of global expansion. Canada was just launched for us, a great and welcoming country, just made for good neighbors. And we will continue to look at other countries. Currently, we're in 11 countries around the globe, 250,000 neighborhoods. Second, we do want to keep going deeper on local business. I think beyond just local deals, we can do a lot to help local businesses get new customers and upsell the current customers and really build their brand. So you'll see us do a lot more in local. And then finally, on the content side, we're starting to think about areas like local news. So we know that local news has really struggled in terms of maintaining a business model, but we know that when communities lose their local newspaper, they've often lost the backbone of the community. And so we're thinking about ways where we can bring that same information, like how did the high school sports team do, or what's the new restaurant that's just opened in town, or what does the mayor's office want to tell you about, why they're doing traffic calming or something. Those are all pieces of news that we want to make sure get back to neighbors. And so we're thinking about what's the appropriate way for Nextdoor to be part of that as well.
All right, nextdoor.com to learn more, or it's a free download, of course, at the App Store for iOS or Google Play for Android devices. Sarah Fryer, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We'll be back shortly with more Tech It Out, but we do have time to answer a question or two from the old mailbag, and you too can write me if you like. I'll confirm my email address in a moment. Jake from LA writes, I'm looking for a new TV, and I see the term HDR, but what does that mean? Great question. Before I explain what HDR means, thanks to a drop in price and rise in content, your next TV is going to be a 4K TV, which offers 4 times the resolution of a 1080p or full HD television. In plain English, it's just so much clearer. It's like slipping on a pair of prescription glasses for the first time. Sometimes these TVs are referred to as Ultra HD TV, but 4K is the resolution, the number of dots. Instead of 2 million pixels, it's 8 million or so a lot more clarity. But back to your question, it's not only about the pixels that make up the image, but newer 4K TVs support HDR, or high dynamic range. And this is a technology that reproduces a wider range of brightness levels, richer colors, and higher contrast levels, which results in whiter whites and darker blacks. So again, contributing to that gorgeous picture. When seen side by side with non-HDR content, an HDR or high dynamic range picture, you're going to see video that's incredibly bright with vibrant colors, including some striking yellows and orange hues, such as a sunset or a campfire. Some video game consoles also support HDR, including the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One S, as well as 4K graphics as well. Next up, Nicola R. writes, my computer seems to be working fine, so do I need to bother upgrading my operating system? The short answer is yes. You should have your computer to automatically update the operating system, whether it's a Windows PC or a Mac or Chrome, because there's always issues that are bound by the engineers. They can patch them up, do these security patches, and then often they introduce new features over time as well. You can email me your tech questions at tech@marksaltzman.com, TECH@MARCSALTZMAN.com. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out. Stay with us.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out, hosted by Mark Saltzman.
You're listening to Tech It Out on the Radio America Network. Thanks for tuning in. Did you know that the number of Americans aged 65 and older is projected to more than double from today, 46 million today, to over 98 million by 2060? And so you're going to hear a lot more about the phrase aging in place, how we can help seniors live longer independently instead of having to go to an assisted living environment. Medication managers could be part of that solution. And so I invited onto the show a company called Hero that empowers caregivers and helps to solve the complex issue of medication management and adherence. We're joined by Cal Vapuri. He is the CEO and founder of Hero. Welcome to the show, Cal.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. So I touched on in my introduction, Cal, how big the seniors segment is today with baby boomers and how big it's going to get. So technology can really help them live longer at home, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's many aspects to seniors aging at home, and some of the many challenges range from personal management, so everything from hygiene to daily mobility, but also stretch into more medical needs like medication management, measurement of certain biometrics, things like blood pressure and blood glucose, et cetera. We invented Hero to serve folks along the lines of both medication management, but also tying that information and making it usable in the context of all of the other information you're tracking about yourself as you try to stay in the home.
Okay, got it. And I guess the issue is, especially with seniors who may be living with dementia of some sort, like Alzheimer's, is that they can either forget to take their medication if they don't have someone there or something reminding them, or they can take it twice because they perhaps forgot that they already took it. So pill management systems are one of the solutions. And as a journalist, by the way, as a tech writer, I've covered this space a lot, everything from putting sensors in doors and medicine cabinets and fridges that can tell a caregiver and a loved one, like if the person hasn't left their bedroom by a certain time, for example, or if they haven't opened the fridge, fridge by a certain time, as well as things like cameras with consent, things like wearables, like pendants, like fall detection and blood pressure. So there's a lot of solutions, of which medication management is part of. So with that in mind then, Cal, please talk to us about Hero and what products you create.
Absolutely. So Hero, at the end of the day, is a end-to-end medication management solution. So what that basically means is we try to make medication management invisible in the home. So when we're doing our best for you, you're not really thinking about medication management at all. And so that's everything from sorting medication, dispensing it at the right times, providing notifications, reminders, and alerts, both to the user as well as the caregiver, if there are caregivers involved in the individual's care. We also have a program that we call Hero Fill, which is our partner pharmacy program, where Hero works to ensure that there's no gap days between refills for your medication, and that all of the payment information with your insurer is appropriate, so that there's no additional delays beyond the shipment of medication to your home. We also try to sync medication so that you're not receiving medications at many different times. The Hero system stores up to 90 days of medications, and it's up to 10 different medications. So once you actually set up Hero for the first time, we try to make it as close to a set it and forget it experience as possible.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, and they say the best technology is invisible. And especially when you're dealing with seniors who may wrestle a little with technology compared to, say, millennials, less is more. And the easier the interface and the easier the process, then the more success, no doubt, you'll find. And I think you've already touched on this, Cal. We're chatting, by the way, with Cal Vapuri, CEO and founder of Hero. How your products differ from other pill management systems. I've already heard a couple of things that you've mentioned that make it stand out from others like ePill and some other competitors. But is there one key differentiator you'd say?
So Hero's system does not require any configuration. Any solid oral dose medication can fit in the system. It stores up to 10 different types of medication, so it has 10 cartridges. Each cartridge stores up to 90 days worth of medication. And once the system is set up, which is a very simple process, takes less than 5 minutes. At that point, everything is fully automatic. So all the sorting is automatic, all of the dispensing is automatic. If you want to look at your historical information or any reporting, you can do that automatically in the app or through the web. All notifications, drug interaction alerts, reminders, etc. All of that is automated as well. And then finally, the integrated refills based on actual inventory data that we have in real time as well. So there's a number of different ways in which we're differentiated. I would say the primary is recognizing that there's no configuration required. There's complete automation of the sorting and dispensing. And then finally, we provide integration with refills for up to 90-day scripts.
We'll be back shortly with more Tech It Out when we continue our chat with Cal Vapuri, CEO and founder of a company called Hero Health, the makers of medication management systems designed primarily for seniors, but not exclusively, and certainly a need for this, given how many baby boomers there are, and for those who want to live at home longer, independently, without having to go to an assisted living environment like a retirement home or what have you. So tools like this, like these medication dispensers and alarms, can go a long way, especially for those who may suffer from dementia, such as Alzheimer's and other related issues. So keep your dial right here to continue our chat with Hero Health in a couple of moments. You are listening to Tech It Out, powered by ASUS. We'll be right back.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
We are chatting with Cal Vapuri. He is the CEO and founder of Hero Health, the makers of medication management systems. When the person at home needs to be reminded that they need to take medication, is there a light flash? Is there an audible alarm, if you will? Will they get a notification on a phone or a smartwatch? What happens when it's time to take the pills? And I know it dispenses the right one at the right time, but how do you tell the person that it's time to take it?
It's all of the above, and it's highly configurable. But the status quo is that there's audible and visual alerts from the device itself. The volume can be adjusted. In addition, you can receive notifications through your app, through email, or even phone calls or SMS. We've spent the better part of almost 5 years testing the system to ensure that people not only used it, but also enjoyed using it. So there's a lot of nuance and experience that has gone in that process to create not just the default experience, but also the highly configurable access as well.
With Hero's line of medication management products, the companion app, is it more for the caregiver or for the person living at home?
So there's about 75 million individuals who have 2 or more chronic conditions in the United States today. The majority of them are seniors, but many of them are not. So we have a mix of users for the app product, and I would say that it's certainly not just for the caregiver. In fact, many of our members, whether they're seniors or not, use the app quite religiously, and part of it is because it's access to information that you never really had before, but also it gives you a sense of comfort because you can access drug information, you get notifications around drug interactions, you're told when you're running low on any particular medication or when a new HeroFill refill is on its way. So it's something that people have gotten to be very comfortable with, no matter how tech savvy you are.
Could the app tell a caregiver that the person did not take their medication, even though it was dispensed?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So if you dispense your medication and the cup that the medication is dispensed into is not removed and returned, then that would be a notification. Oh, cool. We spent a lot of time again as well ensuring that cycle was very clean and easy, and it's a very natural experience. So there's no special work required for that to happen.
All right, Cal. So finally, how much do the Hero medication management products start at, and where can we learn more?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the time. You can learn more about Hero at www.herohealth.com. Our system today is $399 upfront for the first year, inclusive of membership. Thereafter, it's $10 a month. That includes free shipping on all HeroFill reorders and refills. It also includes 24/7 customer service access and customer support access, as well as unlimited usage of caregiver notifications and app tools.
Okay, great. Cal Vapuri, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the success of Hero and for sharing the information with the audience. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mark. Really appreciate the time as well.
We're almost out of racetrack on today's Tech It Out, so thank you for tuning into the program. This show is powered by ASUS. Thank you for your continued support. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops, desktops, monitors, smartphones, tablets, smartwatches, and much more. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. I also want to acknowledge we have a new sponsor, Western Digital, and its super rugged G Technology branded Armor ATD portable hard drive. You got to see this thing. It's designed for those looking for a durable drive to bring on the go, especially for content creators like photographers and videographers, and even journalists like myself. I always back up my important files just in case something happens to my laptop, just in case it's stolen, lost, or damaged. And so I always have an external drive, and this one is super rugged. Again, it's from WD Western Digital. You can go to g-technology.com for more. And as we wrap up this week's Tech It Out, I just want to remind you, you can send me your tech questions. You might have heard in the last block, called it mailbag. Very imaginative, I know. But yes, feel free to send me your tech questions. I know you've got them. And as your grade school teacher once told you, there's no such thing as a dumb question. So that's certainly the case when it comes to technology. Let me have it. You can send me an email at tech@marksaltzman.com, TECH@MARCSALTZMAN.com, and I'll read them on the air with or without your name. I can do it anonymously, or I'll just write you back privately if you like. But don't hesitate to reach out privately or publicly on social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I'm wishing you all a great rest of your weekend. You probably have lots of candy from Halloween that you're stealing from your kids. I won't tell. Enjoy it, and we will speak with you next weekend on Tech It Out.